Big Boar, Pork Chop Mahomes, the quarterback of VCW and Toxic Vascularity, Joe Keys, has entered the chat. Joe Keys said he wanted a title shot coming up in the Liberty Lottery. And Joe Keys just absolutely decimating the Boar. Battering him. Grabbing him by the mask. The Boar just wrestled Brandon Scott, and Boar able to lift Joe Keys up. If Boar thought there was gonna be a long line for his title, someone clearly just came right to the top. And Joe Keys swatted Boar into that turnbuckle, and now, oh no, we saw that earlier, tease to success. Joe Keys defeated Tim Springs earlier. And now Joe Keys doing exactly what Brandon Scott did to so irate the Boar, wearing that title as though he's earned it. He has not. And standing tall over the prone champion at the Liberty Lottery, it is certain to be Joe Keys against the Boar for the VCW Heavyweight Champion.
The 2023 Liberty Lottery kicks off with the following contest scheduled for one fall. Your referee for this match, VCW Senior Official Ron Mills, and this match is for the VCW Virginia Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger. He hails from Annapolis, Maryland, and weighing in at 230 pounds, Toxic Vascularity, Joseph Keys.
Jason Heat alongside Brandon Metheny, Esquire, Virginia Championship Wrestling, and it is the event of the season, the 2023 Liberty Lottery. Someone on the roster is going to be able to challenge for any championship they choose, and we are starting off with a main event caliber match. Toxic Vascularity, Joseph Keys taking on the Boar for the Virginia Heavyweight Championship. Announced at 230 pounds, and that is 230 pounds of solid muscle. Toxic Vascularity, Joe Keys has one of the best win-loss records in VCW. One of the best win-loss records except against the Boar. Jason Heat here with the #1 contender to the Virginia Heavyweight Championship, Toxic Vascularity, Joe Keys. Now, Joe, you have one of the best win-loss records in VCW.
What else?
But not against the Boar. So tonight, what's going to be different than last time?
What do you mean what's different than last time?
Well, the Boar beat you last time, so I
Now
assume-
look, you got a lucky fluke. No, you got a lucky fluke over me, right? Back up, hold the mic, but back up.
Yes, sir?
Or look at me when I'm talking to you. First of all, let me talk to the officials here at VCW. This is for the heavyweight championship. Why aren't we the main event? We got a bunch of 20 has-beens that never was getting thrown over the top rope trying to vie for my title that I'm gonna own when I walk out this building. I don't give a damn. Line the whole state of Virginia up for all I care. The embarrassing thing is that we are not the main event, so we're going first. I'm gonna stomp the Boar in like I did last time. I don't care what the result was. Taking my title, getting out of yuckin' Virginia, and I'll see y'all next time. My record is perfect as it stands. The last time I wrestled for this title, I was screwed. I never lost. I should still be champion from 1 year ago. But here I am, beltless, no gold. Come here. Yeah, but that changes tonight. That changes tonight. Does that answer any of your questions?
Very succinctly.
Boar, slaughter, yo ass.
Introducing his opponent, he stands at 6 feet 4 inches tall and weighing in at 265 pounds. He is the reigning and defending
his third title defense of the prestigious Virginia Heavyweight Championship. The Boar defeated Logan Easton LaRoe in an emotional, incredible moment, and since then has defended against Brian Brock and Brandon Scott. He's known as Pork Chop Mahomes. He is known as Pig Daddy Cool, but most importantly, Brandon, he is known as your Virginia Heavyweight Champion.
That is absolutely true. He is certainly Virginia Heavyweight Champion. He has had a strong run as champion so far, turning back all challengers. But I'll tell you what, Jason, he has not encountered someone like Joseph Keys in the shape of his life out here.
I agree, Joseph Keys looking incredible. But in singles competition between these two, it is 1-0 in favor of the Boar. Can Joseph Keys turn it all around with the highest stakes imaginable?
That just means Joseph Keys is even hungry. He wants it even more. And when you have that beautiful championship around your waist, you are a target at all times. I think the Boar may have bitten off more than he could chew with Joseph Keys.
It was at our last event that Joseph Keys committed a cardinal sin, not just laying out the board to make this challenge, but in picking up the title belt. We saw what happened to Boar when Brandon Scott picked up that title belt. It consumed him with rage and anger. Is this a clear-eyed and focused Boar, or is this a Boar seeing red and prone to make mistakes?
See, that's why I think it wasn't a cardinal mistake. I think it was a brilliant move by Joseph Keys. One, it got him this title match, and two, it's got Boar on his heels. It's got him shaken. He's not his normal self, and he is ripe for the picking by someone like Joseph Keys.
Boar looking confident, standing his ground, drawing an imaginary line in the sand, and very reluctant to hand over that gold even to our referee.
You've got to believe Ron Mills is going to have his hands full in this match. This is going to be a hard-hitting affair.
Boar, in fact, requested specifically for this match to go on first because Boar wanted to get his hands on Joe Keys as quickly as possible. He could not bear to wait until the end of the evening.
See, that right there, though, shows again, Joseph Keys is in Boar's head. That's a rash move that Boar doesn't need to make, and the fact that he has may indicate that Joseph Keys has gotten the better of him here.
Joe Keys, though, also now in the sights of a raging Boar. That is a scary place to be.
And we are underway here at the 2023 Liberty Lottery, a packed house here, Jason. Always a pleasure for you to be with me here at ringside.
It is. This is an incredible night every year. Joseph Keys last year at the Liberty Lottery in 2022 challenged for this same title. It was a double pin. Joseph Keys felt like he is the uncrowned champion. And this is an opportunity for Keys to redress the wrongs, going right over the top rope. That is the power of the Boar.
Well, that, of course, points to the risk you pointed out. Yes, you can get Boar off balance and have him not act as strategically, but if he gets his hands on you, that extra oomph is going to come out, and Joe Keys went over the top because of it.
Joe Keys, made of muscle. He has sculpted himself. He is not used to not being the most powerful man in a match, but in this case, he may not be.
Oh, I think it's very, very, very close. Certainly, Boar has several inches on Joe Keys. The weight, about a 30-pound difference. So it's very, very close in terms of power, but certainly Boar on the offensive right now.
Immediately taking it to the outside, and Boar not even looking to win this match, but punishing Joe Keys for having the temerity to touch his title belt.
I mean, the thing is, of course, as always, Joe Keys has to defeat the Boar. If Boar loses by, say, countout or something like that, then he keeps the championship. That's the thing Joseph Keys has to keep in mind. He has to actively win the match.
Boar just withstood a drop kick through the ropes, took all of it in, and stood his ground. This is a Boar at the top of his game that spells a lot of difficulty for Joseph Keys.
Look, I'll give Boar credit. He has been a tremendous champion since he won that title, and he has been just in the shape of his life, taking on all comers, and clearly this title means a lot to him. He's doing everything he can to keep it. I tip my hat to him on that. I just think he's met his match in Joseph Keys.
Joseph Keys, toxic vascularity, a big bully, but bullies usually prey on those who are smaller than them in some way, shape, or form. That is not the case here. You cannot bully the Boar.
No, absolutely not. And that's, a very smart counter by Joseph Keys. Boar on Dream Street, potentially.
You can certainly DDT them right onto the top of their skull. That was devastating.
And you get just a shocked silence from the crowd here. Not the sort of thing we're used to seeing happen to Boar. Joseph Keys very much with the advantage here.
Now taking out the Boar like a lion that has weakened a member of the herd.
Well, I mean, we mentioned one of the things that the Boar had an advantage of was height, but right now he doesn't, and that's a big advantage for Joseph Keys.
Joseph Keys is very insulted that the Boar is champion, very incensed that, as he would put it, a man who dresses like a pig is the champion, trying to describe the history of lucha libre, the history of the mask, the importance of sort of these totemic ideas of people, as Joseph Keys now going for that pinfall, but he doesn't listen to it.
Well, I mean, the thing is Joseph Keys is just trying to get into Boar's head. That's his goal. I don't know whether he cares much about the mask, but he knows Boar does, and that's what's important because he knows it'll get in Boar's head.
Joe Keys trying to wear Boar down. Our referee checking to make sure that Boar is still conscious, but that's a lot of muscle around the throat and the carotid artery of the Boar.
Yeah, just because it's not a choke doesn't mean it doesn't take a lot out of you.
We are starting off with one of the biggest matches that we can offer. We still have so much more in the Liberty Lottery, and that
Holy
Cardona.
cow! Or I guess, holy pig! What a German suplex by Joseph Keys.
You may not believe a pig can fly, but certainly one can get thrown with a man the power of Joseph Keys, who's now going up top for the big headbutt.
And that's always a risky move because it takes a lot out of both men. You can see Keys holding his head just as much as Boar is holding his, but Keys with the advantage here.
The question was whether or not it did more damage to Boar than Keys. Maybe so, but not enough to put the big Boar down for the 3.
No, but those 2 counts are getting longer. Joseph Keys he's on to something. He needs to stay on it.
Joseph Keys, again, going for that mask. I don't think that this is just getting in the head of the Boar. Joseph Keys is incensed against what he believes is the traditional respect for professional wrestling.
Well, that may well be the case. And Joseph Keys is out here trying to bring that respect back, what he sees to the Virginia Heavyweight Championship. And you know what? It would look awfully good around his waist. He'd be a champion we could all be proud of.
Joseph Keys attempting to wear down the Boar, which is a great strategy. Joseph Keys is 1 year removed from his last opportunity at this title, looking to redress the wrong that he feels took place at the Liberty Lottery 2022.
Oh, he's right. I mean, he certainly, at a minimum, should have gotten another. This is more of Commissioner George Pantis' malfeasance. At a minimum, Joseph Keys should have gotten another one-on-one title shot.
Certainly, Joseph Keys earned this match as we see the Boar knocking Keys down. It was Keys who handed Tim Spriggs one of the BJJ champions' only losses here in VCW.
Big sidewalk slam from the Boar. This could be it right here.
Back covered. You saw Boar arching his back as far as he could across those shoulders, but Joe Keys is so broad that without full-on chest-to-chest coverage, it is very difficult to get your full weight across Joseph Keys' ample chest.
Yes, that was a poor strategic move by the Boar. That is not the most efficient cover you can have, and that may have cost him the match.
It is the quickest, though, and sometimes that is all the difference between 2 and 3 seconds as the Boar looking to set up for that choke slam, one of the biggest and most effective moves in his arsenal.
A wonderful counter by Joseph Keys. What is Keys going for here? And a counter to the counter by the Boar.
And now Boar looking, what goes up must come down. Gravity in action.
And just a spiteful chokeslam. Boar is clearly angry, has had enough, and we have seen this before, Jason.
Boar is very possessive of that title. This is the first title reign in his career. Any company, anywhere, he does not want it to end anytime soon. And the Boar was looking for war.
Joseph Keys very smartly rolls out of the way. If I were him, I may have rolled all the way out of the ring. I'm not sure this is going to end well for him.
Joseph Keys seemingly taking a coward's way out, very unlike Keys.
He's just trying to sucker the Boar in. It's all part of his strategy.
Both men exchanging strikes, and now yet again for the third time, trying to utilize that masked disadvantage is Keys.
Oh, a wonderful, almost a lung blower type move there. Really great move. It hurt Keys' knees, but gotta believe it took a lot of air and a lot of energy out of the Boar.
There's been a consistent theme. Wait, Joe Keys right now grabbing the title. He's right next to us. This is what started this all.
What is Keys? I'm not sure what Keys is doing here.
He's taking off his belt. Joe Keys is taking off his belt.
What is he?
He's wrapping the belt around his fist, and now
this is brilliant.
This is
brilliant.
This is cheating.
No, this is
illegal.
brilliant. It's only cheating if the ref catches you.
Joseph Keys is using the title belt as a distraction for the real weapon, the cunning on display by Joseph Keys.
See, he hands the belt to Ron Mills. Joseph Keys being very smart here.
And now behind the ref's back, but the Boar kicks the belt right off his hand. That is the power of the Boar.
Absolutely. Now the Boar better be careful here.
Joe Keys better be careful. If the Boar gets disqualified, he doesn't lose the title.
Well, that's true, but I'm not sure that's the sort of example the Boar wants to set. He's sharing that belt over to Ron Mills right now.
This is a Boar that is seeing red, and
that's impressive work by Ron Mills.
Our referee doing what needs to be done. And Joseph Keys attempting to take advantage, but I believe that Boar caught.
Oh dear. That is bad news for Joseph Keys.
That was moments away from being very bad news for the Boar. Looking for those keys to success.
Oh, there's the Boar! What a beautiful spear by the Boar. If he can cover this, could be it.
Keys damaged, very damaged.
Wait a second.
But Keys' foot was on the ropes.
Wait, hang on. Referee Ron Mills just saw the foot of the ropes.
The Boar asking us what's going on, but it seems clear. Brandon's getting information right now. We're going to have it for everyone in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, because Joseph Keys' foot is on the rope, this match will continue.
It's a disappointing call to our audience.
That is the correct call.
It is the correct call. Joseph Keys did a great job rolling over to the ropes after that Boar. Knew he was in danger. Great defensive play by Joseph Keys.
And that's a lack of ring awareness by the Boar. It shows how upset he is right now.
It is a positive attribute of Joseph Keys. Boar did exactly what he needed to do. He hit that Gore, the move that has won him championships, this one specifically. And now, Joseph Keys looking for a big Gore of his own.
Oh, this is going to be it. We're going to be the champion.
And barely, just barely, after using his own signature maneuver against him, the Boar able to kick out at 2.7.
That was so close. I'm not sure about it. We need to go with the replay on that one. That was one of the best spears, best Gores, whatever you want to call it, I have ever seen.
Joseph Keys now battering and bashing the Boar's head into the ground. Joseph Keys.
This is very smart by Joseph Keys, staying on the attack. He's obviously upset with the referee, but he is staying on it, keeping the Boar on his heels and trying to win this match.
Keys is a man with a temper as well, and that may be getting the best of him at this moment.
Not sure what Keys is going to the ring for something right now.
He's got some kind of bolt cutters.
What is Keys doing here?
I have no idea looking to remove the top turnbuckle.
Well, that's going to come out of his paycheck. If
you're the champion, you get a lot more.
That's true.
A lot more paycheck to get cut out of. So that's a strategic financial risk. But the Boar
is really struggling here. Keys managed he's undone that turnbuckle. It's very, very clever on his part.
On the outside, the Boar had his eye gouged by Joe Keys.
And now Joe Keys once again getting the referee to look one way, act the other.
Joe Keys has done a fantastic job.
Joe Keys has really been keeping Ron Mills running around in circles this match.
Yeah, he has conducted the attention of the referee and is taking advantage yet again of the distraction.
Boar, apparently that shot in the corner having very little effect.
Joseph Keys didn't come into this match with plan A, plan B, and plan C. He came in with plan D, E, F, the entire English language, maybe several others. I mean, there is so many backup plans for Mr. Keys.
Absolutely, and it looks like he is going around the world here. Boar throwing him from pillar to post. Joseph Keys having
Flopping like a dead fish right now.
Having a very
on
hard
the
time
ground.
getting onto his feet.
And now Boar.
Boar looking for that gore one more time.
But Joseph Keys has him exactly where he wants him, and Boar's, I believe Boar's arm just hit that exposed field.
Chest. And now his head into it as well. Boar in a world of trouble here.
Keys to success. He's looking for the keys to success.
That's it. We're gonna be the champion right now.
Joe Keys just stole.
He needs to cover, and this is gonna be over.
Stole the Virginia Heavyweight
Joe
Championship.
Keys used all the tools available to him. And 1, 2, 3. Oh,
How?
come on!
After taking a hit to the head from the steel turnbuckle and the keys to success, the move that defeated Tim Spriggs, the Boar has so much resilience. The Boar wants it so bad, he's still got the shoulder up.
We're going to need to, I'm going to talk to Mr. Stephanitis about sending Ron Mills to a sort of re-education, just a review of how to officiate, because his counts have been very off this match.
Time to see how Joe Keys deals with adversity. So many of his plans have not, well, worked out the way he intended. And
sometimes just a straight shot to the throat is all you need. I mean, it's direct, it's effective though.
Few are harder hitters than Joe Keys.
And Boar still has showing some signs of life here. He is not going down without a fight.
And Joe Keys now almost trying to rip the mask off the head of Boar. In that moment, it took him to readjust. Keys able to hit a second lariat.
I mean, Boar is in a bad way. He has been, almost every part of his body's been hit. I don't know where he's getting his energy from, but you gotta believe there's not much left in the tank.
Keys asked, how much more? How much more do you want? And that was enough to bring Boar back up to his feet. Three big lariats, and
just
out at one.
Are you kidding me? Hit him again, Joseph, hit him again.
Even our referee is in disbelief.
Hit him again.
The championship means everything to this man, and now these clotheslines aren't even knocking the Boar down.
Oh dear. Joseph Keys is in a lot of trouble now.
The big Boar with a big lariat of his own.
And setting him up once again for that choke slam.
Joe
Great
Keys had him
reversal.
scouted.
Another phenomenal German suplex. Boar to his feet before Joseph Keys is.
And the Boar with the gore. This time, center of the ring, and Boar knows that's not enough. He is getting ready for another, a coup de grace, an encore, if you will.
I mean, both men just absolutely spent, have just gone hell for leather in this match. Absolutely incredible.
The Boar setting the table. He has Joe Keys in his sights, and yet again, another gore. Boar is war, and Boar is champion.
The winner of the match, and still VCW Virginia Heavyweight Champion, the Boar!
Joseph Keys, without a doubt, the biggest challenge the Boar has faced so far in his reign, but that is now 3 successful title defenses for the Boar.
A really incredible match for the Boar. Possibly the hardest hitting match he has ever encountered, and he comes through it and he retains his championship. I have to give him credit. I'm impressed.
Perhaps a lesson learned for future challengers: do not touch this man's title belt. It will awaken a beast within him, and you will not enjoy being on the receiving end of that punishment.